Good morning, it's Wednesday morning, Garden of England. It's a bit of a grey day, bit of a grey morning. Sun's had a go at getting out, maybe it'll come out soon. Anyway, so when I started Mindstore a way back, what I did was we took a holiday down in Penzance. No internet back then, I don't know how we found the place, but anyway, went down to Penzance and deal was in the morning, I think it was 10 days we were there, 10 nights, I would write Mindstore in the morning, and in the afternoon we'd have family time. So very often drive over to the beach at St Ives and the kids would have great fun. But it's interesting, I already had the dream with the house across the river thing and then the red roof, and then it became a whole 10 days of imagining the various rooms and what could be in the rooms, and the various tools and techniques all started flooding into my consciousness. I was just, it's just amazing. And actually writing the specific exercises or meditations, that took quite a lot of work. I mean, I do them off the top of my head now, but back then they were all written and all typed up so I could read them from the stage, as it were. And I did that for many, many years, so they were authentically the same, without any changes to them. But anyway, but if I'm honest with you, right, Mindstore's about how you access your mind, how you improve the quality of your thinking, and how your thinking can fundamentally change your life, change the lives of others, seriously impact performance and all that stuff we know. But if I was going back then now with what I know now, I would have to have included chapters on food. So clearly there would be a kitchen within the House of the Red Roof. But there is a kitchen, of course. Many of you have done a course where I've introduced that. But that was more about relationships. It wasn't about actually cooking. But you can see now, given what I know, Mindstore, your mind is affected directly, not only by the quality of your thinking, but by what you're eating. Your brain's impacted directly. And yesterday I had just the wonder of listening to the latest Low Carb MD podcast. I'd urge you to go there. It's version or number 405. It just came out yesterday, and they're interviewing a famous researcher and woman who's published a world best-selling book on the mind and food, and it was just extraordinary. Now you know that if you put in keto and any condition into Google, up will come success stories of people reversing out of those conditions, and doctors and all the rest of it, and researchers proving the point. But what's now becoming clear is that mental illness, of which there is an explosion of it in all our countries, particularly amongst young children. I mean, you can see the effect of the food on young children who now are wider than they should be in any direction. Lots of them. It's really, really sad. We know that even 7-year-olds are getting pre-diabetic and now on, well, drug companies must be delighted because they'll be on those drugs for life unless they can understand what's causing it. And government gets its act together to make sure that we help these children eat proper food. And what's clear about the interview is type in any mental condition, any challenge of the brain and mind with keto now, and oh my goodness. And this amazing psychiatrist talks about research where within 3 weeks of going keto that people are reversing out of, getting off drugs and stuff for major mental diseases. It's just wonderful stuff, and I would urge you to go and watch it, and more importantly share it, because you must know a family member, you must know people, neighbours, folks at work, friends, family who've got varying degrees of mental illness, from mild depression through to deep stuff. And you know what? By watching that, or listening to that rather, Take your time with it. It could change everything. And so it would have to be part of Mindstore if I was starting out again. It would just have to be. And we would make sure, if we were providing food, we'd provide food that was appropriate to let people see. Might even engage some chefs who could maybe do some cooking demonstrations and follow up how to make keto bread and that sort of stuff to help people in the initial stages. And I would urge you to go and listen to it. And what's amazing is that one of the doctors there, Troll, and the actual psychiatrist, they're both coming to London at the, I think they said the 4th and 5th of September. There's a big conference on mental health and keto, and some global giants are coming to speak at it. If I can schedule, I'm going to go up for at least one of the days. It should be amazing. Obviously it's for doctors, by doctors, but also the public are allowed in, and it'll just be extraordinary for me, especially to sit amongst these some of these heroes of mine now, these doctors that sort of took the risk to step out and start telling the truth of what's going on, and researchers who don't find it easy to get funds to research, of course, but slowly but surely people like me are spreading the word. Maybe you should spread the word, especially if you're finding it working for you. You know, the clarity of mind that I noticed when I started out in keto was amazing. Within a few days I was having that brain fog thing from time to time, lack of motivation, and that was me even, lack of motivation, a kind of fuzzy mind, completely gone. But 3 days in, never come back. Just the difference, the quality, and what we know now about longevity as well, and the use of proteins and exercise can help me do my press ups and stuff. You know, it's really amazing. So Mindstore, which started away back then, you know, before the nonsense became clear. We all thought we were doing the right thing, didn't we? But we weren't, and people who are still on that stuff aren't. But remember, you can do this keto stuff as a vegan, but they talk about that, and you need to obviously supplement if you're a vegan. They're not necessarily recommending it, but vegans can do it. Vegetarians, obviously, pescatarians, anywhere in between, and of course meat-based or full carnivore, line diet people. You can get it done. And the great thing about it is, it's not a diet. We all know that diets don't work. Yeah, they work for a while, but you put the weight back on again. Because you can't sustain diets. You're constantly hungry. But we're never hungry, keto people or carnivores, because we eat till we're full. And it's just fantastic. Just fantastic. Anyway, so Mindstore started basically in between playing on the beach in St Ives, walking around Penzance, and sitting writing out sometimes in the sunshine. Amazing times. I had no idea what I was creating in terms of what it would do for me in my life, but you know what it did? It took me here eventually to the Garden of England. It took me here to the Garden of England, thriving on keto, meat-based, carnivore-based keto lifestyle. Hope that you find that helpful, but do go and find it. Low Carb MD podcast number 405, absolutely phenomenal. Any of their podcasts are phenomenal. But anyway, have a cracker. Maybe speak to you tomorrow. Bye now.